Halloween candy. What is your favorite? I mean, for me, it's really simple. And in this order: Reese's, Twix, Kit Kat.
I just feel like I like them when they're the small ones because then I feel like I can eat more of other
or not
things.
feel so bad when you eat them.
But if you eat 20 of them, you're not really saving any calories.
But if you have the big Twix, then that's all I can really eat.
Right.
But if I have a bunch of mini ones, I can have a Twix, then I can have a Junior Mint, then I can have...
Greatest Halloween candy
then
ever.
I can take the Almond Joy and throw it in the toilet. Just throw it away.
No, I like a good Almond
We've
Joy.
had an entire debate behind the scenes, guys, about Almond Joy versus Mounds.
Mounds is the same thing. It just doesn't have the almond.
It's also
in it.
dark chocolate, not milk chocolate.
Sounds old people that want that crap.
I mean, it's not my go-to, but I mean, I don't mind them.
You like
Almond Joy?
Dark chocolate, just that flaky, awful coconut.
I do like some nice sweet coconut with my dark chocolate.
You have Werther's in your purse, too.
Yeah.
I don't like the Mounds, but
some
the Almond
black
Joy
licorice.
Yeah, black licorice.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Okay, 713-390-KRBE. What, in your opinion, is the greatest Halloween candy of all time? We've got Jerry standing by. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jerry. So what's your all-time favorite Halloween candy?
My all-time candy is you can go wrong with gummy bears. And I have my daughter here also. I'm dropping her off at the school. We're in the school line right now. Can she chime in as well?
Yes, absolutely.
What's her name?
Arabella.
Okay, Arabella, sweetie. What do you think is the greatest Halloween candy of all time?
Well, my favorite candy is Nestle Crunch.
Oh, those are good.
That's a good choice.
That's a good choice.
How old are you, Arabella?
10.
10.
Do you get
Nestle
the
Crunch?
Nestle
I don't see
Crunch,
that very
the
often.
Crunch a bunch, and then you put that with popcorn at the movies?
That's
so
Arabella,
Yeah, that's a good combo. Yep, that's old school combo right there.
Arabella, what are you going to dress for Halloween?
Well, me and my friends are going to go as a bloody cowgirl.
Oh.
Wow, you're going to pack a bloody cowgirl.
Like a scary zombie cowgirl.
Okay, got you.
You fill out the horse, and then you just have a gash in your head. That's a bloody cowgirl.
In the old saloon town. Okay, we'll let
That's a cool
Arabella
idea.
get off to school, Jerry, so y'all can not be late for school. But we thank you so much for listening to us together.
You're raising it right.
You guys, you're raising it right. Y'all have a great Halloween this coming Tuesday, and thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.
You take care.
Right.
I forgot about Nestle Crunch. That's really good. Nestle Crunch are good.
I'm a gummy bear. I'm a gummy,
I feel like gummy bears passed me by.
bear.
Like, I didn't have those really in the 90s.
Here's what's
Gummy
interesting.
Rats, and the big gummy things.
When I was in elementary school, it was middle school, you didn't have gummy bears or Toblerone that didn't exist in the United States, and it was the kids that went on the trip to Germany. They'd bring them back, and then they'd sell them to everybody in the school.
Let's go to Cole on the line at 713-390-KRBE. Hi, Cole. Good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Morning, Cole.
Good. Cole, how old are you?
I'm 8.
8.
Oh, 8 years old.
So, Cole, what is your favorite Halloween
Greatest
candy?
Halloween candy ever, in your opinion. What is it?
It's going to be Reese's.
Oh, yeah.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yep.
Do you think
It's
they're going
rough if you have
overboard
peanut butter
now, though?
allergy.
With like, I like at Easter time, you get the one that looks like an egg. Now they have it for a football. They got it for
Pumpkins. Christmas trees.
Have you ever had the Reese's peanut butter cup that's got the Reese's Pieces sprinkled inside it?
Oh, I love those.
Or have you tried, Cole, for Try It Tuesday, I brought in the ones that I found that had the Ruffles chips smashed up inside the peanut butter. Have you ever tried that one, or the pretzels?
That was different.
I have.
The Ruffles one, we didn't really think that was so great.
Yeah, the Ruffles.
Or the
Chip
pretzel
gets
ones.
soggy.
Yeah,
I
I
just
agree.
like the
If you're gonna
plain
do that,
old
you
school
can-
original.
I agree.
Get to Take 5 if you're going to do that. If you want a pretzel, a good pretzel.
Take 5 is
Take 5
amazing.
is so good.
I introduced you guys to Take
Yep.
5.
Cole,
long
you
time
have
ago.
a great day. Happy Halloween and
What are
have
you
fun
gonna dress up
trick-or-treating.
as?
Yeah, what's your costume? What's your costume,
Yeah,
Cole?
Cole, what are you going to dress?
My costume is we're making a whole army of dinosaurs.
Oh, that's fun.
A dino army.
Is somebody going to be inflated and walking down the street like a T-Rex?
Yeah, what kind of dinosaurs?
Yeah, we are.
That's awesome.
I like
Well, y'all
you.
tell your parents to send pictures at 37530. It's always fun to see how creative people get on Halloween. So y'all be careful.
Yeah.
Take
Be
care, sweetie.
safe.
Have a great
You
day.
too.
Now I want some
Bye.
candy.
Bye-bye.
And don't forget, next week, the day after Halloween, we ask people to call in with crazy things they saw.
found in their bag.
They found.
I like
Okay,
Cole.
real
He's
quick.
so mature. He's like,
I know, you're 8.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, years ago, let me give you a little background on the Roula and Ryan show, the evolution of all of our Halloweens. Back when Phoenix used to work on our show, and he was in the position where you are right now, Amon, that's where Sam usually is, we had this insane obsession. Like, we got addicted to Take 5 fun-sized candy bars. Do you remember this, Eric?
Yes.
Really?
I don't know who brought them to
I
us.
did.
You did? You brought them
Yeah,
first?
I was the one that discovered them. And
so
I was like, oh, these are
we
amazing.
had like all these bags of Take 5, and every day it became like a problem. Like there were wrappers everywhere.
We literally took 5 each and ate them.
We were hopped up on sugar.
I mean, the whole show put on like 5 pounds apiece.
Seriously, we just could not stop with the Take 5. Take 5, for those who don't know, it's a layer of caramel. It's a pretzel with a layer of caramel, a layer of peanut butter, and the chocolate and the nuts.
You get the sweet, get the sweet and the salty, and it's so good.
Yeah, because it's wrapped in chocolate. It's so good. So when I see the Take 5, I'm a full-size candy bar girl. Me and doing all my bargain shopping.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So when the kids come to the door, they're getting
it's
the full size,
honey.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm telling you, this Randall's right here. Should I give my secret about my candy bars? Right here. This Randall's right here. I'm going to whisper. This Randall's right here on the corner of Gessner and Westheimer. It's buy 2, get 2 free. Full-size candy bars.
And you've done the math. You figured out like Costco.
And I did the Costco
so it's
box.
actually cheaper than buying the mini bags.
100. Oh, God, 100%. And you get the glory of the full-size candy bar.
They're full-size. They're not mini.
Ooh. These are full-size candy bars. They're 75 cents a piece.
Wow.
If you do the math on that.
And if you cut them in half, then you could make them last even longer.
Nobody wants to
and put them in a little baggie, like a Ziploc bag. Repackage
kids
them.
Don't accept anything that's not in a wrapper.
And listen, let me just throw this out there for anybody who thinks they're going to get original on their block on trick or treat night. Nobody wants your homemade thing. Every parent is going to throw that thing away because they don't want their kids eating that.
Unless you know the neighbors.
I don't know what you put in that.
Popcorn
I don't
balls.
want that homemade thing.
Yeah, exactly, Eric. Popcorn balls. The little old lady that lived across the street from us when I was like 5.
Yeah, I might take the popcorn balls. Yeah, you're
right. If I see an old lady, I'd take her popcorn balls.
Okay.
That's going to be in our promo recycler. Here's Eric. I'd take her balls.
But now you said it clear.
So now it's Ryan.
There you go.
Well, at least it's better than the one they're airing right now. I'm Ryan. I don't like posters.
There's another one.
They took it out of context.
If my neighbor next door made brownies, I would let my child eat that homemade goodie. If my kids go with their friends to their friend's neighborhood and they come back with like 6 wrapped things that were homemade.
That's a pop brownie.
Tossing them
That's
out.
what I was thinking.
We're tossing them out.
Daddy's taking that one.
Let's just go with the regular wrapped stuff that we know is supposed to be okay. People are calling about Tootsie Pops. Tootsie Pop, really? You're putting that? You're done with a Tootsie Pop?
The thick log Tootsie Rolls, those are good.
No, but the Pops are good because they're like flavored.
Yes, but that's what you're going to, that's your top.
I'd rather have the one with the bubble gum.
Greatest candy of all time. And this person said, I got to talk to Marissa real quick. Marissa, you're putting a Tootsie Pop above a peanut butter cup, a Twix, a Snickers.
Even a Blow Pop? Even above that?
Blow Pop's better.
Yeah, Tootsie Pops are like, it has chocolate in the inside, and there's multiple different flavors. I'm obsessed with the orange flavor. It tastes amazing. It's like an orange flavor, and there's chocolate in the middle, and I can't get enough of them.
See, we could hang out because I would give you all the orange.
Yeah.
It's like Starburst. Anyone want the lemons? I hate lemons.
Oh, I like
the lemons taste like Pledge.
I like lemon and strawberry.
I was sucking on a Pledge bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Everybody loves a strawberry Starburst.
I definitely did not expect.
And she's right. The orange one is the best one. Followed by the blue one.
I like the blue one.
I like the cherry one.
What flavor is blue?
Is it blue raspberry?
Just blue. I don't know.
It's not blue.
blue.
It's not blueberry.
I don't like eating things that make my whole mouth and tongue and lips look blue.
Did you ever see the Blow Pop sucker that had a whistle?
Yes,
shaped like a whistle.
It was shaped like a whistle,
so you could suck on it and blow on it.
But you couldn't get it whistling until you're finished, right?
No, you had to get it.
No, because as you lick it, you would lick away
once
the
you got
whistle
it
part.
too wet, the little valve would melt away, and then it didn't whistle anymore.
Yeah, once you ate through it, you couldn't whistle
and
anymore.
that gum was terrible.
Oh, it always
is.
Like,
It's like bazooka gum. That's made for like 3 chews and then you spit it out.
Do you guys like Twizzlers?
No.
I love Twizzlers.
No, I'm not a licorice
Twizzlers?
person. Oh, God.
I mean, I'll eat it, but not a licorice one.
No. I'll do a Sour Patch Kid over a Twizzler, but only if it's red or
Sour
if it's
Patch Kids, you eat too many,
blue.
it takes the roof of your mouth off.
Remember we brought red vines in here? We whipped each other. We had contests.
Those are good.
I hate red
Man,
vines.
the things I forgot we've done.
Yeah, we
have whipped each other and flogged each other with Twizzlers. We forgot we did that. Anyway, Food Wars, if y'all want to tell us more, you can go to the listener line 713-278-VENT, because speaking of the spooky, let me add to, I'll start this off. Eric had a really funny conversation off the air with us the other day about class trips when you were in high school or middle school. Sometimes they're really weird. Mm-hmm. And I had shared with you guys before how I went to go see Cadavers when I was 16.
Ew.
What?
That's like in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah. That was kind of like the scene I remember from that movie is just kind of gory, but this was, it was a push cart that you see in restaurants with the dirty dishes, and every layer had different body parts.
Oh, my.
What grade were you in?
I was 10th grade.
We were just dissecting
Now, that
frogs.
is a field trip. That's fun.
You're 16.
And on this table, the lady was from right under, like right at her ribs to her hips. It was just her torso.
Oh, my God.
And they held her up, and they showed us all the insides.
Did they talk like, hey?
No, of course not, Eric. Be respectful to the dead. My God, this woman's building a body of science.
Like from her boobs to her belly button?
From right under her breasts.
Or under the boobs.
To right at her hips. It was just her torso, and it was just right there so that you could see the reproductive. They had to move everything out.
Oh, God.
And I have such visual memories of that. Obviously, core memories.
Because I'm sure there's people that have gone to some weird...
That's a weird one, right?
Morbid field
people
trips.
Moved here from other countries or other states. I'm sure you went on weird field trips somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you what. That field trip made me never want to touch a cigarette ever because it showed us healthy lungs and lung cancer.
Smoker's lungs.
That's before Dr. Oz and Oprah.
Yes, exactly. Odd field trips. Where's the strangest class trip you took? 713-390-KRBE. We'll talk to you next on the Roula and Ryan.
Wow, the lines are full right now with people that went on strange field trips. I mean, I thought it was strange that, Roula, you went on a field trip where you saw cadavers.
Yes, like body parts.
But think about all the people that live here from other countries that did
other
field
cities,
trips. Other cities.
Around this country, around the world.
So many different things.
What's the strangest class trip you took, we're asking, at 713-390-KRBE. We're going to start this off with Mandy on the line. I understand Mandy... Oh, it's line 4. That one only
sticks. From that side?
There he goes.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Mandy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning.
Hey, Mandy.
So I understand you, did you go to school in Ohio your whole childhood or just for the year you're talking about?
My dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot. I was actually born in Texas, but I would say the bulk of my school age years, I grew up in Ohio.
Okay. Where's the strangest class trip that you want to tell us about?
We went to an old 1800s schoolhouse and had a regular school day, but we had to do it in, those old desks.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
like
fun.
you see in those old-timey movies where
like a Little House on the Prairie type thing.
It was like
exactly.
Class,
and we dressed up. Yeah, it was our class. We dressed up. We carried our books with like a belt strap or whatever.
Oh, like that ribbon you see?
Yeah. Did you have to wear like a bonnet?
like colonial days,
my mom made me a dress.
Oh,
wow.
That's cute.
And it was the full school day in there, Mandy?
Yeah. And then we went outside for like lunch, and there was a big water pump out there. We got water from the pump to drink with our lunch.
Oh, yeah. You had to pump the...
That's a good memory.
I don't know about that.
That's kind of cool. They do that like at some schools. They do like Williamsburg Day or something where everyone has to dress up and go back in time like that. Yeah. That's cool, Mandy. What grade were you?
I was like second grade. I was one of the most memorable field trips, but definitely unique.
And say that schoolhouse, I mean, there must not have been very many of you because those schoolhouses were so tiny. Classes now are so big.
There probably 30 kids, I bet, maybe in there he could fit.
Is that?
Yeah, probably. About that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool memory. That's cool.
That's a pretty cool one. Not too strange. I was just like,
I didn't do that. They could dabbers.
No kidding.
At least we were 16. It's not like they took me there when I was third grade. We were pretty fascinated. We're going to Jacqueline on the line at 713-390-KRBE. Thanks for calling, Mandy. Jacqueline, you're up. Hi, welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. It's very loud where you are.
Hey, good morning.
Can you hear us in that wind tunnel?
Yeah.
Do you have your Bluetooth on?
No. Do I? No.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Your air conditioning is very strong today in the car. Jacqueline, tell us what is a not so common field trip that you went on.
So I grew up in Lake Jackson, and I guess the town's so small back in the day. I mean, I'm 43 now. It was like third grade, and they took us to the poo plant.
The poo plant?
The food plant?
Poo plant.
The poo plant. The sewage plant?
Like a sewage plant?
I don't know if there's the septic place where all the poo goes.
It's called a water treatment facility.
Yeah, I don't think they call it the poo plant.
So wait, did they teach you or they showed you the process of cleaning water so we can get it through our system and drink it?
Yes, but I think they took us around the wrong part of the tour because all we saw was poop everywhere.
Poop everywhere. So I assume it was a rather smelly field trip.
That's for sure. Very stunk.
They went the wrong way on the tour.
Oh, my God.
Not down there, Earl.
Don't go to the back end over there.
What are you taking them there for, Earl? It doesn't smell like sewage now.
Well, there's a sewage treatment plant right off the Beltway, and there are some mornings driving in, I'm like, that's awful.
It's kind of interesting, though, to see.
It is.
I mean, it has to be done.
And in third grade, you are just paying attention to your elders and your teachers. And okay, well, we're going to go here and we're going to learn
when you go to a brewery at the end of the trip, you get
You got a little
beer, and at the end you drink a glass of water.
Tap water?
After that was just you.
I would not want to drink the water.
Well, I mean,
but that's what you
it's
are.
what it is.
I understand, but it's just like, would you want to like eat it? I don't know, eat a cow right after you slaughtered it.
Let's hope they didn't eat lunch there.
Yeah, I'd eat it if they...
Oh, God. Come on, you're right.
Why would you not want to
Jacqueline,
eat it?
thanks for calling. Thanks for calling. Yeah, but some people don't want to know how it got there.
Yeah,
They just want to know
that's
the
what
steak
I'm
is on the
saying.
plate. I don't need it to see how it got there.
I don't need to see how I got that clean glass of water from a vat of poop.
Suha is up next. I hope I'm saying it right. Suha, welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show, SUHA. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are, Roula. Good morning.
Great.
Good morning. So what was the crazy field trip?
Strangest class trips.
Well, I was in elementary school. Again, I think it may have been second or third grade, but they took us to a cemetery.
Ooh.
And
was that
they
here in
taught us how to
Houston or
do
where?
relief. Yeah, here in Houston. I went to church school.
He taught
Here
you
in
how to do
Houston.
what?
Well, they gave us pieces of paper and crayons, and we were doing reliefs off of the gravestones.
Oh, like
like an etching.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you put the paper
That
on
paper
there.
on-
You
and
trace it.
You not trace it, but what is it? You
rub
take
it
the
against
crayon and you rub it.
You rub it.
And
Yeah.
then you can see it on the paper, the person's name.
What was the purpose of that, though?
Yeah, what was the purpose of going to the cemetery? Like, what do you remember the
I have
lesson
no
was?
clue. I'm first generation American. It didn't make sense to my parents, and I had no clue what was going on.
Sometimes it's kind of interesting when you see like a gravestone. Like, for instance, where my dad is buried, like about 5 graves down, there's graves from the 1850s.
Yeah, it's
and it's really kind of
Some
fascinating.
people in like civil wars and stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely.
what they must have seen.
There's a
Pennsylvania.
cemetery off of I-10, like between the IKEA and the HEB Bunker
I
Hill.
know what you're talking about,
Woodlawn,
yeah.
I think it's called. Mm-hmm. I have people that I love that are buried there, and when I went to go visit one of the last times, my husband and I just kind of started walking around to see all the other ones, and they absolutely have an entire section of like 1,800 soldiers in there. It's pretty fascinating.
I just
find it
noticed that.
fascinating.
Like somebody was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you don't know that cemetery over there?" I'm like, "No." And then I looked over one day and there's
It's right
a whole
there,
cemetery.
right there on I-10.
And you guys are busting my chops because I went to a cemetery last weekend. And
But
But
she's
you
gonna
were
see loved
seeking
ones.
sellers. I went to go see loved ones,
Well,
and then I started seeing the smaller headstones. I go, wow, why are these
Everybody
so small?
followed all over Galveston. You take 61st Street down, and
Yeah,
there's all
yeah.
the cemeteries. He's like, why don't they build something there to block that view?
What?
oh my gosh!
I don't want to see these.
I don't want to be bothered
can't
by
see
the
these.
I started
mausoleums.
laughing. I'm like, but that's history there.
Yeah.
but some of those are.
Okay, thank you for calling, Suha. Thank you for calling. We're going to go to this one because I went to go see the cadavers, but this school took it an extra step.
Oh,
According to Samara, I hope is your name, Samara? Oh, wait, hold on. It's line 4 again.
Line four is
Line
always
4
sticky.
sticks.
You want me to try
Yeah,
from this
you.
end?
Oh, there, I think got it. Samara, you there?
Samara. Yes.
Samara. So
Samara,
tell us
where you
about
went.
this.
So in 10th grade, I was in HOSA, which was for, if you wanted to go into the medical field. And for our field trip, we had done some small things. We had seen a knee surgery replacement, which was pretty gruesome. We saw a live birth. But they actually took us to the morgue, and we saw an autopsy be done live. And that pretty much sealed it, and I did not go into the health field after that.
Like when you say you saw an autopsy,
Whoa. She saw an autopsy.
like they cut the cranium open, took the brain out, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, like they showed us where they drain the blood and where they make the incisions. And literally, we were just, it was
How many of y'all? How many
right
of y'all?
there live.
Are you
And
around
they-
them, or are you up in that little viewing thing?
No, it
Cat's
was
nest.
like a divider. Like we saw
Crow's
them
nest.
through a mirror type two-way thing.
Oh, okay. So
And
you're behind.
So the person's
Yeah,
not
Because
they
I would
gave us a
imagine the
case.
smells would be pretty horrible.
Well, they took us. So after we saw that, they took us to the back where they kept the bodies that are waiting for autopsy.
Oh.
And I remember that smell to this day, like
Ooh, smell of death
20-something
is
years
the worst.
later.
Thank God there's people that do that job, though. You know?
Yes.
Exactly. So that was interesting, but not for me.
How many of y'all were in that group of the field trip, Samara?
So we had to get permission, and your parents had to sign off because this was pretty gruesome. It was about maybe only 15 people that went.
Still, 15 is pretty big amount.
That's how they
of people.
weed you out, though.
Yeah, they do. Because look at you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not cut out for this.
Even as an adult, I don't think I'd want to see that right now.
Anybody listening, go to one of those prisons, like
Like one of which prisons?
like scared.
Beyond Scared Straight.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Have you ever watched...
They want you to talk to
'cause
inmates who are
my
going to be
buddy
there
went
for life.
in Joliet prison was famous in Statesville. It's like the Blues Brothers. That's where they were.
Yeah,
in
Joliet.
in prison, but
Okay.
it's a really bad. My buddy was a prison guard there, and it's one of the worst. So and I never knew if they took kids to those prisons
to show
For
them
the
don't
Scared
kill
Straight
these
program.
kids.
or
Have you
just
ever
to take
seen...
them on the tour just to show them
Now, like an abandoned prison, that's kind of fascinating.
Real quick before Samara goes away, I have one more question for her before we go on the prison tangent. Samara, you hung up. I wanted to know if anybody in her 15 group got sick, passed out. Because when I did my cadaver thing, there was a room with, I can't talk about it still.
Somebody fainted?
No, it was me. I had to leave the room and, oh, God, I had a head injury when I was a kid. So anything having to do with your head just totally gives me the... And so they had this... they had this brain. I could not.
You could see the brain.
Roula's like scratching her head right now.
It was like the actual brain.
It was sticking out of the skull?
No. But, like they have it in the jar. And they're doing like
in formaldehyde.
Scientific research on it. And I'm just like, I can't. It's one thing to like see a picture of it, but to see it with its slices...
Eric, have you ever seen Inside the World's Deadliest Prisons on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, that's really fascinating.
But I don't know if they do it for kids. People are calling for that, maybe for prisons. I know some people text in 8th grade, they went on a field trip to a prison.
And what did you find? 713-390-KRB. What is the lesson? How long did you spend there? Did you have lunch? They showed you how to make a shank?
Make a knife out of a toothbrush.
We've learned from our prisoners how to make prison wine from toilet water.
I get all those TikTok ones now. I'm getting all these like guys in prison. They talk about with other former prisoners.
Well, our phones are listening to us right now, so now we're all going to get that.
It's interesting to see what
it
happens.
makes you want to really walk the straight and narrow.
Well, I mean, that's
I don't ever want to end up there.
Fine.
That's what I'm saying. I think you should
I don't have a problem with that.
Like 6th graders. When you become like a little turd.
What do
you need to know that there are consequences.
Like 6th grade, 7th
this
grade?
is where your life could be headed. Because to talk about to talk about it is one thing, but when you actually see it, there is a reason why they call it the Scared Straight program.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in that world where it's cool to be bad, or you get
or if you're
cred by
exposed
doing
to it.
something
Sometimes
terrible.
you're born into a world where you're surrounded by that.
You think that's normal?
Yeah,
that is smoke cigarettes, do hood rat things.
Like a little boy that stole that car. Why did you steal this car? Okay, so on our texters at 37530. Actually, this is a really cute one. I'm gonna give a shout out to this family because we've met this family and they told us 1,000 times, like of all the kids in Texas that have been educated. Ed and Nina from Taste of Texas. Do y'all know the Taste of Texas is actually like a museum, right?
Yeah.
It is like a legit Texas museum. If you go in there, there's no windows to the restaurant. They remove the windows.
There's Alamo doors in there.
There's windows at the very top of the ceiling, and you just see daylight come in. But Nina Hendy is responsible for educating tons of elementary school age kids because they go there on a field trip, and she talks about Texas history, and they eat a meal and they get to go back to school. And they even have like the Alamo Chapel doors now. They have all these things that are very, very unique and so much Texas memorabilia and pieces that are so unique. So that is a really cool field trip. If you are lucky enough to be a school that got schooled by Nina Hendy from Taste of Texas, that is a really cool one because we were texting about that one. How they'll never forget going to Taste of Texas and getting the meal and learning about Texas history.
Yeah, people get to go on so many cool field trips. I mean, all we ever did, we went to a maple tree farm and we drank sap, like the sap right out of the tree.
Well, that's
cool.
see,
Like
that's
the
a core
maple
memory
syrup.
for you because
I
you
remember
mentioned that a lot, and that's something cool to remember.
Oh, yeah. We went to a coal mine. It was an abandoned coal mine. That was like a lot
Did you guys ever do the HEB field trip where they show you the ins and outs of HEB?
Oh, my God. That would be I want to do that now, and I'm an adult.
It's so cool. We did that as a kid, and then they gave us like buddy bucks at the end.
Yeah, so they show you like
work?
where the trucks come in with the supply and then how they stack it on the shelves and stuff?
And put everything there. They showed you like the guest services place. They even like let you like shadow a cashier and everything.
Did they teach you did they do like scanning wars? Like scanning races?
That would have been
How
cute.
fast could you scan?
Can you scan?
No, that would have been fun, but the manager probably would have hated that to like have to clear all that at the end.
That's true, but
I don't know how lucky they have it though, because when I was a teenager and I had to work at Kmart, they didn't even have the scanners. You had to like add everything up like a calculator on the cash register. So if something was $3.99, you had to hit $3.99 and plus whatever the next item was.
Oh, gosh.
And it took forever.
Man, the 1800s were hard, it sounds like.
This person texted that they, on their own, went to go to ghost hunting in an abandoned prison called Lavaca County Jail.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that one.
He went to a
Which one?
straight program.
What line? Line 1. What's the name?
Mike.
Hi, Mike. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Yo, how y'all doing today?
Hi.
Hey, what's
So
up?
you have gone to a Scared Straight
you had
program
to?
with your school?
Because
or
of court?
tell us how that happened.
No, it was court ordered. As a youngster,
How old were you?
Probably about 15 or 16.
Okay, so what'd you do to end up going with this?
It was the real deal, y'all. I mean, you got treated just like a prisoner. You went in, you were stripped completely of all your clothes.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And I mean,
you went into the system just like a normal person.
Well, what'd you do?
Whatever.
What happened during it, though?
Just as a kid getting in trouble, like a minor drug charge, and judge just trying to straighten you out. You know what I mean? To teach you a lesson.
But they put you in
never having it.
They put you in Gen Pop.
General population.
Oh yeah. We went into the Gen Pop location, but during the day, going straight in, it was one of those things where you get into the system, you show up on a bus, they get you off the bus, strip you down, take you into the system, and I mean, they worked us like Hebrew slaves. I mean, we went out in the field and worked and turned tools. I had blisters all over my hands.
How long were you there, Mike? Like the whole.
It was an entire day.
Okay, but did you
4 a.m. till the sun set?
Oh my God! Did it make you Did you cry when you went in there? Like scared?
I didn't cry, but definitely scary. But I mean, there was some realization, that came out of it, which was really awesome. But just to give you a general idea, anytime that we went in and out of the prison system to do work or do anything, I mean, they did the same thing over and over, just as they did other prisoners. I mean, they stripped you down, checked you, but then they, like I said, they brought us in. We had lunch in a cell with another cellmate. Closed us in there for like an hour, served you a Joe, a hot meal, or it wasn't even hot. And then on top of that, then at the end of the day, then you actually were in a general population group, but I guess it was like trusted prison folks, that be around kids.
Yeah.
And they talked to, we had murderers, rapists, I mean, you name it, drug traffickers, everybody.
And they'd scream at you and yell at you, or?
Oh, no, they were supposed to educate
in the beginning to scare you, yes. But then at the end, they're like, hey, look, y'all don't want to end up like us and be here and, ruin your lives. So, this is something that you need to really.
So, Mike, after you left that, did it work? Or did you go on the straight and narrow right after that?
Yeah, straight and narrow for sure.
Well, I'm glad that worked.
More people should do that. They should do that with kids if they're in trouble.
You don't want to be working all day, 4 a.m. to sundown, and
or just being in the system and you see what it's like. So now every time you think about stealing or doing something, you go, I know what could happen.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Mike, thanks for that perspective. We appreciate you listening to the show. If y'all want to go to the listener line, call 713-278-VENT. That's 83... Wait, what is it again?
Yes, 8368.
Yep, for a second there, I'm like, I've said it for so many years. My brain just had a little pop right there.
Yeah, do area codes, but that's the same number.
8368. Yeah, that's the listener line. Okay, coming up next, we have some celebrity scoop after Post Malone on the Roula and Ryan show. Oh, no, Post Malone. We'll do some celebrity scoop, and Gen Z has a new formula that they would like movies and television storylines to go. And somebody's going to listen to this and say, oh my gosh, Snowflake. I cannot. They're here next on the Roula and Ryan show.
Radio right here.
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop
on KRBE.
It is brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. Don't forget, 10 o'clock this morning, your next keyword for the Nutcracker Market. Tickets. Houston Ballet Nutcracker Market is the shopping experience of all. And we have a chance to give you those 4 tickets and make you a finalist for the $1,000 shopping spree and the VIP tickets as well. 10 o'clock, next keyword.
There's a text, because if you don't know, Roula does a show on weekends.
Yeah.
Weekends with Roula. It's syndicated.
Weekends with Roula.
Did you see this text?
It's all over the country.
Roula,
yes.
Don't say tennis shoes on air. That's only a Southern thing. You have to say sneakers because you said tennis shoes. I didn't know that.
There's so many different things. You have trainers. You've got.
I never heard trainers. I've just heard people say.
I always call them tennis shoes growing up.
I always heard tennis shoes, or
gym shoes.
Even though tennis shoes,
have
their own type of tennis shoes.
Again?
If you play tennis, there's a certain. I bought some once. Shoes for tennis.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Specific
I used
tennis
them for
shoes.
2 weeks and they just sit there. Never used them.
And I never really called. I mean, I remember.
So sneakers.
Yes, I have a childhood story where my mom would call them Jimmy shoes, and I didn't know what they had to do with my dad because my dad's name was Jimmy. So I just assumed they were called Jimmy shoes, and it's because my mom's, both my parents were immigrants, and that she just didn't know it was just gym shoes. She called them Jimmy shoes. And I remember saying to a girl, "You got some new Jimmy shoes," and she goes, "Why are you calling them that?" She goes, "What are those?" I said, like sneakers, and she was like, "Why are you calling them Jimmy shoes?" And that's when I realized
did you ever get called out?
Called that,
or from listeners. For the weekend show, since you're on like 70 markets?
No, yeah. I have a lot of different listeners all over the country. So none of the Boston listeners have ever texted anything like, oh, you said something weird.
Oh,
I try not to say y'all because when I did radio in Philly, I trained myself to not say y'all. I said you guys. So I will say you guys a lot. Even
if you say y'all up north, they immediately like, what the hell's that?
Well,
really?
I'm sure I said y'all a few times.
Sounds weird to me
but
whenever
it's
I hear
fine.
it. I always cringe.
Yeah, they do not like that.
Yeah, no, I have definitely said y'all on Weekends with Roula, and nobody has.
They don't like your sweet little Southern charm.
No, they treat you like you're some dumb whittling hick.
You guys,
I dare you to say something bad about Detroit pizza.
Oh, God.
Because you're on a big station in Detroit.
Yes, Detroit
really?
would probably come after me. Be like, were you crazy? I have
Why
a
would
large number of...
intentionally antagonize one of her affiliates?
Well, it's also on in Dallas, so I can't sit there and be like,
Oh.
God, the Astros lost to the Rangers. I don't ever talk about Astros baseball because of the scandal. Even last year we won the World Series. I didn't even do a shout out to the Astros on weekends with Roula because you can't. You're not going to win with that.
That's a Dark thing.
I have an unusually large number of followers in Alaska.
Really?
Shout out to you, Alaska.
Dude.
You know who you are. No, girls and guys. And also Alabama. My numbers are huge in Alabama. Pretty funny. Anyway, okay, let me get to this movie thing because Gen Z, as you know, a lot of Gen Xers and boomers will call Gen Z snowflakes. A lot of times they call millennials snowflakes.
Well, they're just
everything is too soft.
They're very in tune with their feelings. They don't give a crap about anybody else's feelings. Just their
That's
own.
not true.
Well, I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to tell you why I kind of agree with the commentary of the story. Because, according to this UCLA study, members of Gen Z have grown tired of storytelling with romantic or sexual relationships, especially if they're toxic. They would like Hollywood to start making more friendship movies, and one about the core of the core aspect of adolescence and social well-being. And you're thinking, what? They don't want like rom-coms, and they don't want like romantic stuff. Okay, now listen to this. Many times on this show, Eric has said that when men go to strip clubs, oftentimes they will find the cocktail waitress that is not naked more alluring than the naked girl on the stage because she's wearing clothes.
She's more attainable.
Yep.
Okay, so there's commentary on this story about if Gen Z doesn't want to see, they want to see less sex and more platonic relationships because they are the generation that at the touch of a button, they would go to a Twitter profile and just see sexually explicit things.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost like to your philosophy, Eric, like, well, they see it all the time at the touch of a button. They want to see the opposite.
Right.
They just want to see the friendships and the platonic stuff.
Yeah. I think
Y'all agree with that?
I think
That makes
what
sense,
threw
though.
me like over the board was that show The Idol with The Weeknd. I'm all for a gratuitous
That
sex
show
scene,
sucked.
but it was so like
much.
uncomfortable for me.
I feel like
Yeah.
you need a good
it's
story.
unnecessary.
Yeah, you need a
Makes
good
sense for
story
that
to
stuff.
back it up.
It didn't-
there
now
wasn't
these
one.
days, it's not even backing it up.
So maybe that's true then, Ahmad, because you are Gen Z and you have grown up exposed to so much nudity and so much accessible, instant.
Do they want, like, say it's American Pie, a bunch of guys in high school together, and instead of talking about they want to get some...
They want to just be
talk about their
friends
feelings and
go on a great senior trip.
Because that movie,
We're gonna
that
bond
movie
together.
that movie Bottoms that just came out about the girls that start like a fight club to get girls in their school. It's totally American Pie vibes. There's random crazy sexual stuff happening. I mean, the whole movie is about them trying to get laid.
But now there's not many movies like that stuff anymore.
No.
Right.
You know what? You got to watch, Ahmad. It's on Netflix. Just came out. It's called Old Dads. And the opening scene, I'm not going to divulge anything
Ahmad
about
laughs
the movie.
because he's like, I'm not watching a show called Old
No,
Dads.
it's
That's why
hilarious.
he's laughing.
Because you've got a young kid who's throwing a tantrum and being
What's that
a
up?
real...
First, Bill Burr is like a 40, 50-year-old guy.
He's an older
Another
dad.
comedian guy.
Another guy that was in our studio.
Oh, Bobby Cannavale.
Cannavale.
Yeah, he's with Rose Byrne in real life. They're a couple.
So
really hot.
in the opening scene, they're at like a kid's birthday party, and the kid is just being a little ish. He's being a little brat and throwing a temper tantrum and screaming. And the dad tries to scold him. And he comes like, "What are you doing? Don't yell at him like that." And the kid's being horrible. Just like, let it all out. Let it all. Express your dissatisfaction. I want you to be you.
That's so overdramatic.
Oh my God!
Hyperbolic.
You just want to vomit. But it's very indicative of how a lot of parents are now.
So we'll see. That Gen Z wants less sex and more platonic relationships in their movies and television because they are
You can't
exposed
complain
to the
about Gen
sexy
Z
all the
'cause
time.
Gen X is
We
the one
made
who
them.
made them.
Yeah.
We made them.
So you guys
It's
are
our
the
bad
idiots.
parenting is what caused this.
I don't know if it's bad parenting.
On that note,
Not the best.
It's the Roula and Ryan show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
So I told you I always have a theory about that. We swung the pendulum the other way because our parents were really tough on us, and we decided, I don't want to parent that way. And then we babied our kids too much.
Find something in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so tell me what you think about this. There are a lot of bills that they're proposing right now. There's a senator out of Laredo who's worked 10 years to create a new state law to ban texting while driving. She's seeking to strengthen the bill. The bill, Senate Bill 41, would make any cell phone use illegal if it's in the driver's hand. Like, in other words, it only can be hands-free.
I don't like that.
You don't like that? I mean, like, I can't tell you how many times I've had
know?
to swerve because some jackass is playing with his phone on the freeway.
I like not texting, but if you're just holding a phone.
Sometimes people hold the phones for
your
GPS.
Coffee? You spilled your coffee. You picked your phone up.
No, they're talking about you holding the phone up and talking on the phone. Like, you got to use hands-free.
But how do they know what you're doing?
If your ear is to the phone, I'm pretty sure you're on the phone.
Talking.
Yeah, but he's saying holding it up.
Okay, well, then that's distracting.
Or
you should be looking at the road rather than looking at the phone.
Yeah, but you know what? I have seen people looking at their map on their phone because they don't have a holder in their dash. I don't have one.
Okay, well, you can get one off the wall.
I mean, I have navigation. I'm saying, Kevin, there are people who don't have.
All you're doing is giving the government more reason and to pull people over of color, of just.
Why do you hate safe driving?
No, I'm all about.
I'm all for
100% safe driving. I just feel like I'm with Eric. Like you don't know what that person was doing. So if I got busted, I'd be like,
or just wait for them to pull you over and say, "Oh, I thought I saw them holding this."
But if it saves lives. Trust me, it will.
I would rather not have people with their hands,
not texting,
their phone in their hands.
That drives me nuts.
Every time I'm behind someone who is either swerving or just going slow or stuck at a green light, they have the phone in their hand.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It is so annoying. It is so annoying. But I think there's too much of a gray area.
That's what I'm saying. The gray area. That something's.
We got to figure out a better way.
Well, you got to look at the science. It's killing more people than drunk drivers. So.
No, the only gray area up in here is my beard. We can.
He finally admitted that, Mr. Just for Men.
Just for Men, number 5. Reaching Formula 5. Okay, coming up next, if you missed Roula and Ryan's Roses today, wow, this was one that was very unexpected. Yeah, very unexpected when it comes to a woman who wants to know why isn't her man want to get physical more often. You're going to hear how it played out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.